Hey everyone, welcome back. So, I want to talk about all the books I read in May. Hey, so I ended up reading 8 total books and I DNF'd one book so far for May. I started off really strong. I read Powerless and I absolutely loved it. It was like The Hunger Games meets The Red Queen. So, I gave it 5 stars. We have Peyton. She is a girl, and this kingdom where there was something that happened and it changed the people. And so you have certain people who have these magical abilities, and then you have the other half who they don't have any abilities at all. And they were shunned and kicked out of the kingdom. And anyone who is found still inside the kingdom and they're powerless, they are killed by basically like the hand of the king. And the current king, he has been training both of his sons. His firstborn, of course, he's training to take over as king. He treats him very well. And then he has the secondborn, which is being trained to be the hand of the king, who's supposed to carry out and do all of the killing. And we have our young girl who she has been trained when her parents were left, specifically her father who raised her. When he was alive, she was taught by him to basically study everything around her and to pick up on cues and to make it seem as if she had the ability to um, see, be psychic and see things. When really she's just been trained to do this. And so she ends up saving the second son of the king, and she gets thrown into this tournament that is takes place every so many years. And the hand of the king, he is in this tournament, and so he falls for her. He falls hard. He falls first, and she sort of like falls for him, but they join together in order to survive. Uh, be, of course, they have different reasons. He's wanting to survive because he has to impress his father. She's wanting to survive and win uh, because she wants to kill the king. Because the king, she believes, is the one who murdered her father, and so she's out for revenge. And it's their story, and it was really the Hunger Games meets the Red Queen series, and I love both of those series, so I really enjoyed this book. Then I read The Familiar, and this is the one that I DNF'd. I got 100 pages in, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't enjoying the read. And so I quit reading it, and I read My Dark Romeo. It was okay. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's not a book that I'd probably read again. Uh, I really loved the female character. I loved her quirky behaviors, her whole attitude, and her demeanor. I really enjoyed that character. She was funny and fun. I did not like the main male character, though, the love interest. I didn't like him. So they meet up. He's out for revenge. She's currently has a fiance, which it's just that was supposed to be like a marriage of convenience. She really doesn't know him. I mean, they've known each other, but it wasn't like they were in love or anything. It was just, hey, it was a business deal. And of course, Romeo hates her fiance, and so he gets her into a position and causes her downfall, causes that engagement to break up. He then says, okay, I'm going to marry her, and her father agrees, so now they're married. He ends up, of course, falling for her, and he falls hard, and it's just their love story. But it's pretty toxic, and I'm not really into the toxic love stories. I'm not. I'm still trying to find some dark romance. I'm trying to see if I like anything, but I didn't really enjoy the romance. Didn't really enjoy the main male character. Love the female character. She was great. And then I read The Starling House, and I gave it 4.5 stars. So we have this town in Kentucky, and this young girl, she's been dreaming of this house and she's kind of obsessed with it. The original owner was an author, and she actually has the book by that author that her mom gave her. And it's one of the few things that she still has of her mom. And she is responsible for taking care of her younger brother. She didn't finish her education, so she's on very like hard times. She lies, she cheats, she does whatever she can to survive, and it's a really tough situation. And she comes across eventually the house itself because she's obsessed with it and she keeps having dreams about it. And she meets the current owner of the house, and things happen from there. She realizes that this house is like kind of magical, and things in the town that have been happening over years, and murders and disappearances, they are all sort of linked, and they are linked to this house and to the caretakers of this house. It was very vibes. It was like this eerie, like horror type fantasy, and I really enjoyed it. Not so much the romance part, that was just okay. It was whatever. But I really enjoyed just the atmosphere and stuff. So if you're needing like an atmosphere book, I liked it. It was a pretty quick and easy read. It wasn't very long at all, and I got through it very fast. Then I read The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing, which of course is book 2 and 3 in the Era Folk series. I read The Cruel Prince, I can't remember if it was March or May. I think it was, or March or April. I think it was March though. I really enjoyed that book, and I loved book 2 and book 3 in this trilogy. Absolutely adored it. Lots of political intrigue. Uh, I loved the main character, Jude. She is really like a strong character and really the power behind the throne. And I don't want to give up too much in case anyone hasn't read it, so I'm not going to go into detail, but I gave both of those books 4.5 stars. I enjoyed it, read them super quick, got through them, and was like, oh, I really like this. And I liked The Wicked King more than The Queen of Nothing. But by the end of The Queen of Nothing, I really liked both of the main characters. The main female character, of course, and then the king that she has put on the throne and fallen for. I ended up liking him by the end of it. Then I read The 7-Year Slip, and it was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. We have this apartment. It's sort of like the lake house, but it's with an apartment instead of a house by the lake. And it slips back 7 years into the future. She meets the guy who she's supposed to be with, and it's their love story. There's not a lot I'm going to really go into on it. I really liked the previous book by this author, but this one was just okay, and I gave it just like 3 stars. It was just okay. I don't know, maybe I was in a mood. I have no idea, but it was not exactly as good as the other book that I read. Then I read book 2, and it was Dark Star Burning, Ash Falls White. It is book 2 of the first one was Silver Flame Like Night. I'll have it up here. I always like flip flop like the actual words and mess up the titles. So I will have them here. But I enjoyed it. It was an emotional roller coaster for this ending, and you're really rooting for our 2 main characters. And because I'm not going to go into detail here too. I read a lot of like book 2s and book 3s this month, but it was a good read. I gave it 4.5 stars. I enjoyed it. And then I read All This Twisted Glory, which is book 3 in the series. Book 3. I feel like this series is being stretched out a little more than it needs to be, but finally, by the end of book 3, we're finally going on this quest that our main female character needs to go on. and it's more of her love story as well as her finally solidifying her power. I gave it 4 stars. It was good. It was, but I'm hoping things pick up in the next book and we get a little faster pace because this is kind of stretching and slowing things down in the last 2 books, and I would like to start going further into this story and getting more about our female main character, like what's going on, what she needs to do, and how she can find her power finally. So that's all that I read in May, and looking forward to my books that I'm going to read in June. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.